Last night was game 2 of the Stanley Cup final, and one thing that we all learned is that these two teams, they don't like each other at all, okay? Not even a little bit. Edmonton's like South Korea, Florida's like North Korea. Sam Bennett is basically Kim Jong-un, and this little asshole right here, he kind of reminds me of Kim Jong-un's little sister. But anyway, game 2 was complete chaos. Shit is hitting the fan out there. I'm going to break down everything that happened in last night's game, but before we begin, I want to tell you that this game review is brought to you by Mirage Trading. Do you like collecting hockey cards? Are you sick and tired of having to leave your house to go get them? Well, at MirageTrading.com, you can find every hobby box that you could possibly be looking for. Go ahead and get them delivered right to your doorstep. You can find all their links in the description of today's video. But here we go. Game 2. Oilers, Panthers. The puck is dropped, and on the very first shift of the game, Evander Kane gets caught for a high stick, which means we get an early Cats power play, and look who it is. We got Judas himself, firing one past Stuart Skinner to give the Florida Panthers an early 1-goal lead. Nobody's talking about the setup, nobody's talking about the shot, but instead, everybody's fixated on the stick of Mattias Ekholm and how Bennett was able to just casually eliminated from the equation. Hey, it's a dick move, but it's also a good move because it worked. But I know for a fact Oilers fans aren't going to like that one. Now, a few minutes later, the Oilers do answer right back, okay? Evander Kane redeems himself for that costly penalty that he took earlier in the game, and a couple of minutes after this one, they're even going to take a lead with Evan Bouchard making poor old Bob look like some kind of a friggin' shooter-tooter. It's 2-1 for the Oilers. Seth Jones answers right back to make it 2-2. And it was at this point in the game where Sam Bennett decides, you know what? It's time to have another one of these little controversial whoopsie-daisy moments in front of the net. Whoops! And this time he's going to land right on top of Skinner's leg. Now, I actually thought Stewie was done here. He does stay in the game somehow. And Sam Bennett actually picks up a 2-minute minor for goaltender interference. But from what I've been seeing, Panthers fans, they're actually not too happy about this. They don't even feel like this should have been a penalty. They feel like Bennett was pushed and tripped and manipulated. But Oilers fans, they're not buying any of that shit. So you could go ahead and let me know how you feel about it down in the comment section. But I will say this. These magnetic forces that keep pulling Sam Bennett on top of goaltenders, they seem to be getting pretty crazy. Pretty soon, the ladies, they're going to catch on to this. They're going to be trying to get him in bed, get him in trouble down in Florida. They're going to be turning the lights off and tossing on some goaltending equipment until he's all over him. But anyway, we'll stop right there. This ain't biology class. Let's keep going. So the Oilers, they do get a power play out of this. And look at Connor McDavid take matters into his own hands. Holy shit, what a play, what a setup. That's Draisaitl's 10th goal of the playoffs. The Oilers now have a 3-2 lead near the end of the first period. And brace yourselves because we're about to rock bottom ourselves into the second period. Here we go. It's the second period where I thought the Oilers got off to a tremendous start. Bouchard gets a good look. Bouchard gets another good look. It almost seemed like the Oilers, they might even run away with this thing. But all of a sudden, they stopped skating. They ran out of gas. And the Panthers, they take complete advantage of this. Eventually, they're going to tie the game, with Kulikov firing one through a screen and scoring his second goal of the playoffs. And just a few minutes later, they're going to get another one. And my God, look who it is. It's Grandmaster Splinter with a short-handed dagger. That's a pretty big one. It's now a 4-3 game for the Florida Panthers. And off to the third period we go. Where you going to admit, the Oilers were clearly on a mission. They looked angry. They looked determined. They were piling up the shots on Sergei Bobrovsky. But unfortunately for them, Bob just seemed to have an answer for pretty much everything. Now, eventually, as time winds down, Bob Saget is going to pull Stuart Skinner out of the net to get an extra attacker out for the final 2 minutes of the game. They need a goal. They need a hero. And this one goes out to all you senior citizens out there. It's Corey Perry, who just turned 85 this morning. Poor fella can't even eat ice cream anymore without getting it all over his face. He pounces on a loose puck. He gets the job done. And he ties it up at 4 to force an overtime. And what a game it's been so far. I mean, this game had absolutely everything. This was probably one of my favorite games of the playoffs. At this point on the east coast of Newfoundland, it was late as shit, but hey, I still stayed up because I had to see the outcome of this game. And the overtime was just crazy. There was lots of chances for two of these teams to end it. I actually thought the Oilers were going to do it, but in double overtime, after some more of that too many men, missed call, drama, whatever you want to call it, Brad gets all alone. Okay? That's the evil dictator Kim Jong-un's baby little sister. You might want to cover him, boys. He already burned your ass on a breakaway once this game, and now he does it twice. And truth be told, I don't even know if he gets a shot. This thing just floats into the back of the net like a bloody curling rock. Again, that's his second goal of the game. What an ad he's been for the Florida Panthers on this playoff run. And because of him, the Cats split the series. They take game 2, and if you're an Oilers fan right now, man, that's got to be tough. What a tough way to lose the game, but hey, there's still a lot of hockey left to be played. Now, I do want to make something perfectly clear, okay? I know there's a lot of talk right now about the officiating in game 2, but I mean, when you really look at it behind the scenes, there was also a lot of talk about the officiating in game 1 as well, okay? It's a constant. Nobody's ever going to be happy. So we might as well just get used to it at this point. And I mean, that goes for absolutely everybody. Oilers fans, Panthers fans, even Leafs fans who are probably still sitting at home with their heads under a sheet. Yeah, there's a lot of shady stuff going out there, but it's probably not as one-sided as everybody likes to believe. That's just my take on it, okay? You're not going to get a perfect game. That's going to do it for this video. You guys can let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know how you felt about the performance of Bradley Marchand. Let me know how you felt about Sam Bennett. After all, I mean, did he get pushed into Stuart Skinner, or is he out here trying to deliberately injure goaltenders like everybody tends to believe? I mean, at first, I didn't want to believe it. I really like Bennett. I wasn't ready to just paint him with that brush, I guess you could say. But geez, even me, even I'm beginning to have trouble defending him right now. But still, what a player, though. The value that a guy like this brings to the table during the playoffs is just unbelievable. He's going to get paid, ain't no doubt about it. But I mean, at the same time, if I'm Danny Tanner right now and I'm coaching the Edmonton Oilers, I'm telling him to take an eye for an eye, okay? If Sam even gets close to Stuart Skinner in Game 3, if he even sneezes on him, I'm going full torpedo. I'm talking Chris Kreider kamikaze right into Sergei Bobrovsky. And please don't forget to give that like button a big ol' rock bottom before you leave here. And hey, I'll see you next time.